Hey folks, today we're going to do a review on the Forest River Heritage Glen Lite 29B HHL. Decided to do this video because there's really nothing online. I saw a couple of very basic videos on it, so we're going to go through some really cool features that we like about the unit. So just starting right here from the outside, you have a really cool light above your awning, and it's a 16-foot awning, and then so you have two outdoor speakers, and you also have some pretty neat looking blue LED lights arrayed around those speakers. There's a built-in spot if you want to put your TV or put a TV outside, and then there's cable right here to link it right into your cable if you're hooked up to the park cable, and then there's power right here. Dual wheel system, of course, and then you have a black water flush is right here on this side. Right back here is a feature that we really liked. It's a pretty basic kitchen, but it is a cool outdoor kitchen. And you may be able to see there's a grill that swings off the bumper. You may be able to see that smoking right now. We're doing an initial burn off of that. And did I mention we brought this camper home yesterday? We ordered it about a month ago and it just came in, so we're a little excited about it. So there's a little latch to keep the kitchen in place. Kitchen slides out. There's a nice faucet here, and it is a plumbed faucet. There's a lot of these units that have just a dish here and you have to dump the water out. This one's completely plumbed, so it'll go right into your gray water tanks. There's a drawer right above that for more storage, for spatulas, whatever you need to put up here. And there's a nice little refrigerator outside, about the size you put in a college dorm room, full of beer, of course. Alright, and then there's the little grill. It's on right now, it's heating up. We're doing initial burn off. That grill has a little line, a gas line that hooks right into the bottom. So your propane tanks on board have a nice little line right here to the back. Alright, so moving on. Our unit has the upgraded nice 3 steps outside. They slide right up and they lock into the door frame. Very nice improvement over the little silly step that you have to pull out from underneath the camper. Great. It's got a very nice grab handle, and it's got a nice wider door than the old unit that we had. Alright, up here you have your stabilizers and your jacks. So your jacks in the front are electrically powered, which is nice. And then you also have a built-in Furrion solar panel connection. So that's already pre-wired all the way to the batteries. You just need a solar panel and the controller, and then you can plug right into that and generate power that way. Another nice feature, all the doors and latches are all magnetic on the front and back, so whenever you open them, they just hold right up. I know I've hit my head 100 times on the old one, so this is very nice that that'll stay right up and out of the way. There's a nice light inside. I don't know if you can see that, but it nicely lights up the whole pass-through all the way through. Nice, pretty hardwood floor going all the way across. Alright, moving. Sorry. Okay, we're at the front of the unit. A couple of neat things. There's this really cool LED bar that's controlled from the inside of that door that I just had open. It's going to light up your whole work area. We tend to arrive pretty late at night to a lot of our campgrounds, especially like the Friday night after work. That's going to really help light up the work area to get everything disconnected. There's another light right here on the front of the Ram, and the Ram is electronically controlled. There is a backup in case the power goes out. You also have the standard dual propane tanks. We may upgrade, but at least for now we're starting with the normal tanks. And then right behind the tanks we upgraded to a dual 6-volt battery system. Definitely an expensive upgrade, but definitely worth it. And you can see the sides where we do have the weight distribution hitch and sway control that we had added. You have your standard chains and your standard emergency brake control. Okay. Other side, here's your other pass-through. One other thing we wanted to point out with these front LED lights, we think it'll be kind of neat to leave those on when we're away from the camper. It'll help us find our parking spot when you're walking through a row of 300 campers. Okay, looking inside the other storage compartment, you can see the pass-through all the way across. You can see the very nice inverter that's installed already. And then one nice feature that we've seen on this camper versus a lot of other campers is this has a completely separated front storage compartment. We've seen a lot of front storage compartments that actually went into the living quarters, which our old unit that we had that, and we were not a fan of that at all. I can tell you we definitely had issues with mosquitoes when we left the the doors open and we had a whole bunch of mosquitoes inside of our camper and we couldn't figure out why. Okay, so now one quick thing to show you is these Forest River units come with these multi-use remotes. Awesome when it comes to a slide room. So I can sit right here and move my slide room in or out. Alright, why is that cool? Because if I'm outside and I have a tree next to my unit, I can stand out here, I can open it up, and I'll know if I'm going to hit it and I can stop it in time. So I think that's a great idea, and it's a great tool to keep your unit safe when you're parking, and if you happen to come too close to a tree next to you, you can stop it without running into it.
What else does that remote do?
You asking? You're still rolling?
Yeah.
So the other thing this remote does is this remote controls the awning. It lets the awnings out. And what else does it do?
The jacks?
Oh yeah, it'll put the electric jacks in the front and the stabilizer in the back are all controlled from the remote. And it has other features if you have second awnings or whatever. Wait, I don't know. It actually says bed and other things on there. So we'll cut the back of that out. So
That's too fancy for us.
Stop that. Okay, folks, and then over here is the dump. So you have two gray water tanks on top in the unit, and then reaching way up underneath here, it was really hard to find, but there's a black water release up way up high. It's very hard, very strange spot. But so everything is, there's one dump location. Just back over here is your 30 amp connection. All right, and then outside is your hot water tank.
A water heater.
Hot water heater tank. All right.
It's not a tank, it's a
Still
heater.
recording? Still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So over here is our outdoor shower, and then your city water connection, and your water tank fill. Your spare tire. The spare tire is on a pivot, so if you do want to actually use this outdoor shower, you can pivot this down, and you'll have a little bit better access to that. And then around the back, the grill, you can walk over and see. We have the grill in the out position already. So that grill pivots back over and it latches right across the back bumper. And then we are, obviously they all come pre-wired for cameras, and of course we have a camera installed. And oh, your park cable and your satellite hookups are right back here as well. That's pretty much it for the outside of our Heritage Glen Hyperlite.
Alright, so welcome to the inside of the 29 BHHL Forest River Heritage Glen. And as you walk in, you're in the kitchen and living room area. The first thing we can talk about is this space right here. You get a TV with the camper, and it does spin around, so you can sit in your bed and watch the TV at the same time, which we can show you in a few minutes. You have a DVD player, and it has a USB connection. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream music, but you can't stream video to it. So I purchased a Amazon Fire Stick to put into the side of the TV to use that. There's a little storage space here, which is nice. You get the remote for the TV and for the stereo, and I'm thinking this would be a good place to put keys and cell phones and whatever else you need. And then there's two little cabinets, which I've already started to put some things in there. It's nice and shallow, so I think it's good for food or canned goods. I'm not sure how much it'll slide around though when we're driving, so we'll have to decide on that later. Okay, we have a little space heater plugged in because it's March and it's still cold, and that way we save some propane as well. We can just use the space heater. Alright, this is your control panel for all of your tanks and the outside lights, inside light switch, and the awning in and out if you don't want to use the remote. So it has an inside plug as well. Alright, now let's look at the bedroom. Alright, so here's a queen size bed. It has sort of a pillow top to it, and it's a decent mattress. We've slept on it the last 2 nights camping in our driveway. And underneath it is on a piece of plywood. However, there is a nice storage area underneath. So there's 6 bins that this came with. These bins, I didn't have to go out and buy those, so that's kind of nice. And they can come out this way. Alright, so the nice thing about this bedroom is it does have close-off doors. So you slide the doors and you actually have a little quiet private space. And you can see the latch over there in the corner for the TV, so you have to latch that down when you're driving. But you can turn the TV around and sit in your bed and watch TV, which is nice to have that as well. Okay, and then we have 2 his and hers cabinets. They're not full length, they're just kind of a half shelf. There is a hanger area if you'd like to hang things, but I'm thinking I'm going to put some sort of organizer or plastic storage or something in there to put my clothes folded up in there. And here is a little laundry drop, so you can drop your dirty clothes in here and it'll go into the storage space out that you can access from outside. Here is a little nice side table, nice big drawer, nice table. There's a plug underneath to put whatever you need to plug in, and it's the same on both sides of the bed. And then there's this storage shelf up here. We're still looking, you can put containers up here. It's kind of a awkward space though with the curve of the trailer, so we're still looking for the right size plastic container to put there, but might be good just to put hats or beach towels or whatever you want to put in when you're camping. Then you have these nice bright, very bright lights, which are so easy to turn on and off, and they're very convenient. And there's 2 windows in the bedroom, this nice narrow bedroom, and then another window over there on the other side so you can get some airflow. And these are, they kind of have a spring load, so you just let it go up all by itself. It's like magic. It's pretty cool. So as you come out of the bedroom, then you walk in, here's the kitchen. There's a cabinet right here, and there's a little cutout in the countertop, and this is actually like a little trash drop. So the bin is under here. This one's a little small. We might upgrade to a bigger garbage pail because you do end up going through a lot of garbage when you're camping. And there's extra space around, so you could put sleeves of sodas or bottled water or whatever other storage. Right now I have a little barbecue caddy that we picked up over the winter, and I'm using this with cleaning supplies and stuff. So just stick that in there. So that's a really cool little storage area. And then this blends right back into the countertop. Alright, so here at the kitchen you don't have a lot of counter space, and that is a little bit of an issue. I wish there was more counter space, but there's not, so we'll make do. One suggestion that I would make is get a sink that is a full sink across and not divided in the middle, because the divided sinks are really small. I really don't know how useful that would be, but the bigger sink, you can fit a full pan in there. You can wash it like you would in your house. And then this one comes with a pretty nice sprayer, and it attaches like that, so that's pretty nice. And our camper's still winterized because it's still winter, but we're almost to spring. So then we have 2 cabinets up here. So that's good for your plates, your cups, whatever you want to store up there. You could put food storage up there too if you want. You can put it in plastic bins or not. It's totally up to you. And then there's 2 drawers. So one drawer is already divided for your forks, knives, and spoons. And then the bottom drawer is deeper, and it's just probably for whatever you want to put in there, maybe more utensils. We just have a mishmash of stuff in there right now. And then there's this little cutout area here. Not really sure what I'll use that for, but it kind of looks like a nice convenient place to maybe even put like oils or salt and pepper or whatever you want to put in that space. Alright. And then you have a 3-burner stove that lifts up, and you can use your stove like you would at home. Done cooking, you can put the top back down. It's a glass top, but it's like a tempered top. And then you can use it as a counter space to prep food or whatever. You get this tiny little microwave oven. It's tiny, but it works. And a little mini baking oven. Probably enough to put a piece of pizza in or something. Not too big, but it'll do. The other feature of the kitchen is the refrigerator. So Dave's going to come around and show the fridge. This is a residential refrigerator. It's not a typical camping refrigerator. This seems to be the way Forest River went with this model. I'm not really sure why, but it's big. This is a big refrigerator, especially for a camper. Our old refrigerator was like half the size of this. So the only thing about this refrigerator is that it doesn't run on propane. You have to have it hooked up to electricity for it to work, and that was one of the reasons why we added an upgraded battery onto this model so that we could have that. And then the only other thing under the refrigerator is the fuse panel, and it just pops right open, and you actually have real fuses in here, so if one pops you just put it back, and then you have regular fuses over here. Alright, so this is the couch living room area. You can see the TV from sitting at the couch, but what is nice is this does pull out into a bed, and it's a really neat, it's like a very comfortable bed. It's not just like a regular pull out. I don't know what they call it.
It's called a jackknife bed.
It's called a jackknife bed. So the jackknife's out. And you can see all the big windows, which is really nice. There's so much natural light in here. I love it. And the windows, when we open them up, we're going to get nice airflow across the camper. So in the summer, that's going to be really nice to have that as well. And these are all shaded, so you can pull all the shades down. And this is obviously the side room that this all sides in when we're traveling. So that's how we get the extra space. It has a nice decorative lamp here and a bigger dinette area than our old camper, at least. So this can fold down into a bed as well, which is nice if you have more people. You can just collapse it and probably put a kid there. It's not probably really big enough for an adult because of the length, but make it work. Here's the temperature control for the heat and the air conditioning. At the bottom is a carbon monoxide detector, and up here is your smoke alarm. So you've got all that safety stuff in here as well. And here is the bathroom. Okay, so here's the bathroom. You have a shower, sink, toilet. But what's nice is that we don't have any lights on in here right now, and it's all natural light coming from the skylight and the little fan right above us. So the skylight is really nice. It's a really nice feature. Bathrooms can be really dark, and that lights it up, makes you feel nice and bright. And then you have the vanity cabinet in here. It's deep, okay? So you can see my hand width. It's all the way in there. So that's a really nice size cabinet in there. And then underneath the sink as well. And then you have a little side container over there, and then plugs for hair dryers, curling irons, whatever you want. Alright, so there wasn't a ton of storage space over by the kitchen, but there are these two really big cabinets, and Dave added these automatic lights that turn on when you open the cabinets, which we would recommend. It lights up the inside really nicely, so you could have more food storage here. Underneath is just, again, 2 layers. So I was thinking maybe putting bath towels on the bottom there, pots and pans here, food storage up here, so it's actually quite a good amount of storage there. Alright, and then next we have the kids' room, which is considered a bunk room. And there's technically four places to sleep in the bunk room, 3 bunk beds, and then a table set that turns into another bed if you want to use it. What's nice is that each of the bunks has its own window, so it's not like they're stuck in a cave. They have a nice window that opens up, and the shades as well, and kids are loving it, absolutely love it. Okay, and you can see oh yeah, it's like you're on a cruise ship. This latches up, and now the kids have their game table, drawing table, whatever they want to do. They really love it. It's awesome. And then there's this shallow cabinet here that can be storage for toys or whatever the kids want to put in there. And then you have a clothing storage area. A hanging area, again, I would probably put a some kind of organizer in there, which we'll probably show in the future. And then 2 drawers at the bottom. This one's a little bit more shallow, and this one's deeper. So that's really nice for the kids. There's also a TV connection up there. If you want to put a TV on this spot here, you can have a TV in the bunk room if you'd like to have that for your children. And then what's nice too is the vents for the heat. There's a heat vent in here, and the air conditioning is back here. So you get all the amenities, and it should evenly distribute all the heat and air conditioning. And there's a door that closes off for the kids, so that's nice. And then there's a little latch that you put in place when you're driving so it doesn't flop all over the place. And that's it.
Okay, and I just wanted to throw a few technical things out there. So underneath the oven, there's a large air return for the heater system. So there's your big return, and then all the heat is coming through the floor, which I really like. Our older unit didn't have that, and it is nice to have all the air coming, the heat will come in through the floor. There's floor vents. I see at least 4 of them. There's 3 back here, and there's 1 up in the main bedroom. And then on top of that, the ducted air conditioning, which I'm really impressed with, is all over the camper. So there's a ducted vent there. There's several other ones. I think there's 4 or 5 other ones along the roof of the camper. And then your return air for the air conditioners right up there.
And there's an antenna too for the TV, so you can actually get channels without having to have cable hooked up.
Right, and the this is also a powered digital antenna as well, so it will pick up channels. Where we live in the boonies, and it's already picking up a bunch of channels without me doing anything to try to lock it in. So it's really nice. It's really going to help us. And quite honestly, we didn't even have a TV in our other camper, so the TV was never a priority for us. So this one just happened to come with it, and if it didn't, I'm not even sure we would be worrying about putting one in. But it's here, so I'm sure it'll get some use. Well, thank you for watching our review of the Heritage Glen 29 BHHL. We look forward to it, and looking forward to a great season. If you have any other questions that we didn't answer for you, feel free to comment below, and we'll get back to anyone who has a question. All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you.